Raise your hand. Say hi.
Hi! Welcome to our channel. We're about to start. Mom's just getting ready.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to be doing the same hairstyle that I did on my previous video of the 4-layer braids. She did ask for this hairstyle. This wasn't the hairstyle that I was going to do for her hair, but she asked me if I could do the same thing for her, and I thought, sure, why not? It's not that hard, and it'll be something that I can keep up for a couple of weeks. So the first thing I'm going to do is section off the top section, and then at the back I'm going to section off the first row. What I'm using here is the Blue Magic coconut oil kind. For her hair, the blue kind works better, but I don't have that here at home, so I'm just going to use what I have here at home. Now once I get her part all nice and tidy, I'll go ahead and use a spray bottle with some water in it. And then I'm going to use the Aunt Jackie's Quench Leave-In Conditioner and the African Pride Shea Miracle Twist and Lock Smoothie. So now I'm just detangling, and then I'm going to use a small tooth comb and just make her parts. I'm not doing anything special, it's just straight parts. And then I'll just use the Blue Magic and put it in between each part. So when I braid, I make sure I'm braiding down. My hands are braiding down and not upward. I notice if I braid upward, it can be a little tight. So I braid purposely downward so it can be loose. Now, once I hit the bottom of her braid, I just take my finger and twirl it like I do my hair. Just so I don't have to braid it all the way down and it can have a curly end. Again, I'm not putting beads on these braids, so I just wanted them to be loose and cute. Okay, so now that I have the first layer done, as you can see, I'm going to go ahead and band it. I'm using non-metal hair ties. I'm just going to band the braids all the way down. And I do this because I want her hair to stretch and not dry and shrink up, just so it can be a little bit longer. Okay, so I went ahead and did the second row, and I'm just doing the same thing that I did for the first row, just using my small tooth comb and detangling her hair and parting, and then I'll braid going downward, not with my hands up, so it won't be so tight. And I'll just go ahead and finish the second row. As you guys can see, like, she's not really complaining that I am pulling into, her hair. Normally she's having a big fuss, but when I started using these products, it made detangling much easier. Now that we got the second row complete, this is what it looks like. Now we can just go ahead and work on the third row. Again, when I'm braiding, I'm making sure that I part. And then once I part, go ahead and add my Blue Magic grease. And I detangle with the white tooth comb first, and then I detangle with the small tooth comb. And then once I do all that, then I go ahead and braid. This hairstyle took me about an hour and 20 minutes. For me, in my head, it took about 2.5 hours. This is what the third row looks like in the back. And again, I'm just going to go ahead and band all those braids. Okay, so now that we have the back completed, I am going to do the front of her hair. I do plan on doing her hair in a diagonal, just like mine. But on the sides, her edges, well, the border lines of her edges are pretty thin, and I didn't want to braid and put any kind of tension on them. So what I decided to do is just like single braid it and get it out the way until I decided what I wanted to do with it. And once I did that, then I went ahead and parted my first braid. And to start her hair off, I didn't actually braid it. What I did was just kind of flat twisted the beginning of the braid. And then once I flat twisted, then I started braiding. I find this a little bit easier than actually braiding because, again, I don't want too much tension on her scalp and I don't want this to be tight. I am going to do the same pattern on both sides of her head. Okay, now that I have decided what I wanted to do, what I ended up doing was, as you can see here, I just took this braid down and then I ended up just doing an individual braid because, again, like I said, I didn't want too much tension on the perimeter of her edges. So I just underhanded this braid, and at the end you guys will see I'll put beads on just the two braids that I have individually because it'll weigh the braids down and they won't just stick out instead. Because if I put those gold clips in her hair, then it obviously isn't going to weigh it down. And as you can see throughout her whole head, I ended up banding her hair just so it won't shrink so much. It's still wet, so it will shrink a little bit, but it just won't shrink as short. Now here I'm just doing the last braid. Now where I'm braiding at, I did do flat twists at the beginning, but just a couple of twists and then braided the rest of the hair. Again, I don't want this to be too tight for her. Okay, so now that I have the front done, it's just like mine, except the sides, and she loves it. So as you can see, I have some gold, well, clear beads that have gold speckles on them. So I'm going to use that. And I'm only going to put two on there because I don't want this to be too dramatic for her. I did seal the beads with black rubber bands, and I did that on both sides. Now that I have the beads on there, I'm going to go ahead and unband both sides of her hair. Okay, now so I'm going to go ahead and get the gold clamps that I bought, and I'm going to put some sporadically throughout her hair. Now that I have the clamps in, I'm just going to take some, I don't know what this is called, braid wire or braid something. I don't know what it is, but I know a lot of people wear it in their hair. So I'm just taking some braid strings, what I'm going to call it, and just twisted it on her hair. I do have some gold hair rings, but those are like huge compared to my head on her. So I decided I put one in her head and I was just like, oh no, this can't go in her hair. And I quickly just decided to take it out. Sorry about the light. When I realized what was happening, the gold was reflecting on my camera and the ring light. So it looks kind of yellow. I even tried to color correct it and it's just not working. This was a requested video. I posted a poll on Instagram asking you guys what did you want to see more of. And I did get a couple people asking to do videos of my daughter's hair, and I thought, well, she wants to look like me. Why not post a video about us being twins? Okay, so I'm just putting the last finishing touches on her hair. When I got done, she was so happy. She was like, oh my gosh, mommy, we're twins, we're twins. She loves her hair like this, and I do too. As you can see, here are the gold rings, and I just was like, oh no, I can't put this on her hair. It's humongous. Here it is, all finished. She is so happy. Sorry, and this is us showing up our beautiful hair. Thanks, guys, so much for watching my channel. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. And here's a couple of pictures that we took afterwards.